I took some of the most popular earphones that you can get under 5,000 rupees and I blindly tested them and I was quite amazed at the results. The good thing is I shot all of it, so let me take you through it. People are gonna say that if someone's gonna be like putting earphones from behind me, then why do I even need a blindfold?
Two-factor authentication.
And guys, we're going to evaluate them on 4 things, okay? So the sound quality, the noise cancellation, how good do they fit in your ears, and the call quality. And don't worry, we'll also talk about which one has better battery life, faster charging, better design, and IP68 water and dust resistance, better touch controls, connectivity with app, multi-connectivity, but all of that after the blind test. Alright guys, so we're going to start with sound quality first. Someone here has a phone that's connected to these earphones, okay? They're going to start playing, and let's see how they sound. Ooh, strong, like I can really feel this in my ears. Very good bass, very deep also. Okay, this needs to be like a little louder. Is it the same volume levels?
Yes.
It looks like, like very far off, like, yeah, it's very light. Yeah, these are better than what I just heard. Like the vocals are a lot clearer. The bass is okay. It's not as good as I think the first one that I had heard. But like the soundstage feels a little narrow. But yeah, not as good as the first one for sure. Oh yeah, this one feels very vibrant. Like the bass is very like clean and smooth. Like the previous one was trying, too hard. Even the vocals on this are like very clean. This is so close to the first one. Like, actually, no. I think this is better. This one takes it. Okay, so back there, I think the Elite 3 was very close, but the OnePlus Buds 3, because they have bigger drivers and 6mm tweeters, I think that really opened up the stage with the OnePlus Buds 3. So this was really good. But let's go back to the blind test. All right, and guys, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have music play in my earphones and I'm gonna have the noise in the background, as I said. So let's go. Now, this was really surprising because see, JBL actually has ANC. The Elite 3 does not have ANC and the OnePlus Buds actually has adaptive ANC. But it was interesting to see that these two were really close while the JBL with the ANC was actually not that great. Now, I'll tell you why Elite 3 did better is because it passively sealed a lot of the noise and it fit so snug in my ear that it just didn't let anything come in. So yeah, passively sealing a lot, although the Buds 3 was really close. Sony, on the other hand, look, it does not have ANC, but it also could not passively seal well enough because it just, like, it wouldn't fit that well. It'll leave some loopholes for, noise to come from outside. I think that's why fit test was very important. So let's go back to that. All right, guys. So now we are going to do a fit test. And let's go. These are loose. Did you get the right ear tips on these?
Yeah.
The large ones?
Yes.
Okay, these are really loose. You cannot work out in these. I know I can't, like not with the ears that I have. Yeah, these are snug. Like, oh, great seal also. Yeah, these are tight. But actually over time, you might feel like your ears need some air, but yeah, these are not gonna fall off. Yeah, these are fine. It's not too tight, but it's good. And they're really light. So, I think I can wear them on for longer. And yeah, they feel a lot like AirPods in my ear. And these are okay. They're quite light, but not as wobbly as the first one that I think I had. But yeah, they definitely feel like they can come off. It's not very snug. Not like that. Now I see why I said almost like AirPods. But frankly, I think both Elite 3 and the OnePlus Buds did a phenomenal job. And I think some would prefer the tight seal of Elite 3 and some like me would prefer the light seal of the OnePlus Buds 3. So this I think I will give to both. Now guys, whoa. For call quality, what I'm going to do is I'll just play back all the recordings for you. I think that is the best way to know which one sounds the best.
So this guide is a call recording of what the OnePlus Buds 3 will sound over a call. It's how your voice would sound if you were to speak to someone using OnePlus Buds 3 as earphones. This is outdoors, by the way, but in a fairly less crowded space. This guide is a call recording of what the JBL 235 NC will sound over a call. It's how your voice would sound if you were to speak to someone else using these earphones. This is outdoors, but in a fairly less crowded space. This guide is a call recording of what the Jabra Elite 3 will sound over a call. This is how your voice would sound to someone if they were speaking to you and you were wearing Elite 3 as earphones. This is outdoors, but in a fairly less crowded space. This guide is a call recording of what the Sony WFC 500 will sound over a call, and your voice, this is how it will sound like to someone who's hearing you while you're using these earphones to speak. This is outdoors, but in a fairly less crowded space. And this is how it would sound like on these earphones if you were in the middle of traffic. So there are quite a few cars around, people walking down the street, and even a subway train above me, which comes and goes. And this is how it would sound like on these earphones if you were in the middle of traffic. There are quite a few cars around, people walking down the street, and a subway train that goes above me every now and then. And this is how it would sound like on these earphones if you were in the middle of traffic. So there are quite a few cars around, people walking down the street, and a subway train above me, which, comes and goes. And this is how it would sound like on these earphones if you were in the middle of traffic. There's quite a few cars around, people walking down the street, and a subway train above me, which sort of comes and goes.
So I think Jabra and JBL, they were a bit muffled. I mean, it sounded like an old school dubbing, you know what I mean? The Sony and the OnePlus Buds 3, I think they did a phenomenal job. In fact, when there was no noise around, I actually preferred Sony a little bit over the OnePlus Buds 3. But when the sound hit, when there was like traffic noise all around, I think the Buds 3, it cancelled better. Sony was clearly not able to handle. But if I really had to pick one, then I think the OnePlus Buds 3 is a more versatile TWS for calls. So guys, these four things, the audio, or the sound quality, the call quality, the comfort, and the noise cancellation. I think these four things, they form majority of your experience of using earphones. And I think OnePlus Buds 3, it just sort of stood out really good across all. And I think the Jabra Elite 3 was also a pretty close one. But there are other things that sort of add up to the experience of owning, a pair of truly wireless earphones. So let's go over those things one by one. Firstly, all these earphones, they can be customized or personalized with their respective applications. Of course, the options will vary, but more or less you can create sound profiles and customize controls using the app. And all of them, to some extent, can activate your Google Assistant or Siri or Alexa. And honestly, from all the apps that I've seen, I think the OnePlus Buds 3 app is probably one of the best. It's got a lot of options for customization. For example, there's Golden Sound, which kind of adapts to your ear structure. There's OnePlus 3D audio. There's a game mode to reduce latency when gaming. There's a dual connection mode that you can manage from within the app. There's also a fit test, which I think a couple of other apps have as well. But yeah, it's really nice to see all of these things. And you can customize all the touch controls. I mean, what I'm trying to say is if you look at all the other apps, I think the OnePlus Buds 3 app is the most feature-rich in my opinion. Next, in terms of design, I found the OnePlus Buds 3 to be the most practical design. Look, the case, it's the slimmest, so they do not bulge in your pocket like the rest of them. Also, the earbuds have a glossy metallic stem, but with this matte finish earpieces. I love the dark grey steel combination too. The others, they have a very typical plastic look and feel to them. Next, battery life and charging speed. So the OnePlus Buds 3, they seem to have the best capacity with the JBL 235NC a close second. Next, let's talk about the touch controls. So actually the Sony and the Jabra Elite 3, they don't have touch controls. They have physical buttons over here which you can press like that. And they, you can use them to accept or reject calls, change volumes, or even skip tracks. The JBL 235NC and the OnePlus Buds 3, they have touch controls for all of the same things, except you can't really change increase or decrease volume on the JBL earphones. And on the Buds 3, you could actually just slide up and down on the stem to change volume. In terms of durability, both the Elite 3 from Jabra and OnePlus Buds 3 have IP55 ratings, so they're also more durable and resistant to water compared to JBL and Sony, which have an IPX4 rating. Now the thing is that all these earphones, they support mono mode. So let's say you're listening to music or you're on a phone call, you could actually just take one of them out, put them back in, and that could, preserve battery. So you could just use one for the calls and the music, and while the other one remains charged. However, the proximity sensor is only on the OnePlus Buds 3. So what happens is, let's say that you're listening to music, right? And for any reason you take them off, it'll actually pause music. And when you put them back on, it'll resume music. And this is basically, what a proximity sensor does. And none of the other earphones have that in this price segment. So let me just summarize all of these things for you in a simple chart. And I was actually pretty amazed to see that OnePlus Buds 3, it just stood out of the pack. The Elite 3 was an obvious second, and the JBL and Sony just didn't stand a chance. But yeah, if I had to spend 5,000 rupees on a pair of TWS, I think I'll go with the OnePlus Buds 3. Now, obviously, to be fair, the OnePlus Buds 3 is a new launch. I mean, it's just come, and the other ones have been around for a while. So the OnePlus Buds 3 in general will be better. I mean, it just packs better tech. It sells for 5,500 rupees on the OnePlus website, but I think there's like a 500 rupee instant discount. So you actually get them for 5,000 rupees. Also, one more point to note, the Jabra Elite 3 and the Elite 4, they've actually had a price drop. So the Elite 3 was actually for 5,000 when I started making this video, and I think it just recently, like while I was making this video, had a price drop to I think 4,500 rupees. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, that's it, guys. If you still have any questions, comments about which earphone you should be going for in this price segment, please let me know in the comments section. There are a lot of people who would also help you out with their comments, so feel free to ask. If you guys enjoyed watching the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification icon, and mark all. Really helps the channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next one.